All right, everybody, welcome to episode 1 of Box Score Therapy. I am one of your hosts, Brant. To my left, virtually, is my good friend Eddie Flinner. Eddie, I was doing the math the other day. We've been friends for almost 20 years, and that makes me feel pretty old.
Yeah, we were just talking about our hairlines. I mean, yeah. You brought it up to my attention. I'm old now. It's official.
Yeah,
30s, I might as well retire.
if we were NFL running backs, we would not get a good contract right now. We'd
Yeah.
probably be out of the league looking at Todd Gurley.
I mean, hey, I'd prefer to be like Marshawn Lynch, just like eat Skittles and just chill, you know? People just pay him to hang out now. I mean, I
Yeah, and I looked
don't
at
think
it
I'm
the
cool
other
enough.
to make me feel really old. I was for some reason looking up Jameis Winston on Wikipedia as one does. He's 2 months older than me. He's younger than you are, in case you were wondering. So yeah, enough about us. And it's now about you guys. So this is episode 1 of Box Score Therapy, and I know you're thinking to yourself right now, I don't need any more therapy. I use a really good therapist. But the fun part is you do need more therapy in your life in the form of box scores. The way this show works, this is the brainchild of mine, many, many months in progress. Started with hearing somebody else on a podcast talk about watching old baseball games to fall asleep. And I was like, dude, that's a kind of a cool thing. So I started doing that. And I was like, well, you know what this world needs is more sports podcasts. So I came up with this idea, finally put the things into motion, got us a logo, got us everything. I reached out to Eddie. Eddie and I have tried to do a podcast together before during the height of COVID, and we made it like 7 episodes in and realized that, well, we were really just talking to our friends and recording it. So it wasn't quite what we wanted it to be. But yeah, the premise of this, it's a really, really cool premise. Eddie, I've talked to you a little bit about it, but I think we should tell everybody else what it is. Essentially, we go back and watch games from the past from the year 1950 to 2015. Um, again, this is going to make us feel old. 2015 was 10 years ago. Um, so yeah,
Yikes.
we have about 65 years there that we're working with. And we go back and we watch random sports. We don't get to pick it. A random wheel generator decides the year, the sport, and the game that we watch. So it is not, we cannot influence this. There's a time where maybe possibly we could get some human interaction into things there. But for the most part, we don't pick what we watch. So if there was ever a 1995 Florida Marlins game that ended 1-0 on July 15th, that is on the table, and we're going to have to talk about that game. Um,
Our target audience of 2 people for that game are really excited about that one.
yeah, I know Marlins Man. If you know who Marlins Man is, he would be very
Uh,
excited to hear us recant that. Um, but yeah, and we're not just going to go back and read the that box scores or the stat lines or anything of that nature. We're going to go back and we're going to do our due diligence. I have a degree in history. Eddie is probably the most overall, knowledgeable person when it comes to sports history that I know of off the top of my head. I know he's a big fan of especially football history. He has a lot of knowledge in wrestling as well. So that's where I think we blend well together. We both appreciate the history of sports and everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back and watch those, but we're also going to tell you guys the stories because who knows what happened, leading up. Did a star player for the Marlins get hurt in June of that year? Or did this, game start a 10-game win streak that eventually put the Marlins in the playoffs or something to that nature? I don't even know if the Marlins were a team in 95 now that I think about it. Um,
We could even talk about like which players on what college. Well, I guess we aren't doing college now, but who's in Vietnam right now and not on
yeah.
the team. Stuff like that. Like that would even be cool to me.
Yeah, and the cool part is we don't. This isn't structured very well. No, it's structured very well. It's not rigid when I say structured very well. So maybe it devolves into one of us saying, "Yeah, well, the Marlins, went 60 and 102 this year, but dude, the next year you should have seen what they did. Because they were so bad this year, they got whatever draft pick that turned into whatever prospect, and a lot of butterfly effects to it, or a random 99 or 2000 Dolphins game. And then, dude, they sucked so
Hmm.
bad that they ended up drafting part of that, Junior Seau, Zach Taylor defense or whatever it may be.
Hmm.
Um, so it's not just, we don't just sit there, watch the games, tell you what happened in the games. We discuss storylines before and after, lasting effects, things that set the stage for this, a lot of fun, unique things. And a lot of times it's through the lens of something that we haven't seen before or you didn't think about. Because during that 1995 Marlins barn burner 1-0 in July that I still don't know ever exist. You watched it in the year of 1995, so you don't really remember it. You might have been, thinking about whatever, but now in 2025, we have all kinds of stats and analytics and stuff. We can go back through and see that, somebody had a OPS of whatever, or, their slugging percentage, curtailed off during this season or whatever it may be. But we get to see things through a whole new lens. So yeah, I think it's a fun, unique viewpoint that we have here, a fun niche product as well. And it's not just two white dudes with a microphone discussing the same headlines in sports that every other podcast in America is.
Yeah, it's stuff that you guys heard 40 years ago before you were born. It's even better.
Yeah, and I think the most exciting part about this is how many Tom Hamilton retro Indians baseball games we can hear.
Oh yeah.
I have talked ad nauseum. For those that don't know, I'm a sports journalist. I have a column in my weekly newspaper as well as other sports coverage. I've talked ad nauseum about Tom Hamilton in my columns. I think I've written 3 or 4 just about him and his calls. I look up to him a lot. I love his voice. He could read me a dictionary to go to sleep, and I'd be happy with it.
I
So
love it when he makes love to my ears. There's nobody else I'd want in there.
I wish that he would make love to my ears via his voice and not penetrating them, except for audibly with his voice. I don't want actual penetration of my eardrums.
And
That would
love's
hurt.
love, bro. Love's love.
Yeah, no hate to those that are into ear
Ear
stuff.
copulation or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. If you're into ear stuff in 2025, we're not mad.
What's
That's
the rule
cool.
if you can think about it, there's porn on the internet of it?
Yeah, I've never heard that rule. I've never once heard that rule, but
Oh, it's a rule, dude. It's a rule.
I have a private browser search I have to do after this. But yeah, so that's kind of how it is. I guess our next part here, Eddie, would be, what game would you be most excited to go back and visit, or what game when I introduced you to this topic, and I didn't prepare you for this. For anybody wondering, I'm just now pitching this to Eddie. He has not had time to prepare for this question. But what game, when I told you the premise of this podcast and I asked you to come on and host with me, what game were you like, dude, I would really love to go back and watch that game? Because I have a few that I would like to see, but I want to know from your point of view, what, if the wheel lands on that game that you're like, yes, dude, I finally, I love that game. I can't wait to see it from, my point of view in 2025.
Oh man, I know the exact game, literally, and you didn't even ask me this question before. In the 2000 early to mid 2000s Pittsburgh Steelers and I think it was the divisional round, might have been wild card. They played the Cleveland Browns, and Tommy Maddox came back in the fourth quarter and beat the Cleveland Browns when they were up. Going into the fourth quarter, and I remember jumping up and down with a good friend of mine and my father, just like screaming at the TV. It's like one of my favorite sports memories, and I would love to go back and watch that game. It
Yeah,
was a blast.
that was 2000 or 2001. I get so confused when it comes to the years of sports because like obviously the sport of football is played mostly in the fall, but then the Super Bowl happens in late January, early February, depending on the year. And it's like, well, yeah, this was for this season, but it happened in this year, which was not
Yeah.
the same year. So that was either the 2000 or 2001 playoffs. I don't know which year it happened in or which season it was. It happened in one of those, but yeah, I remember the exact game. That was the last time Cleveland made the playoffs until Big Ben got retired. But we don't have to talk about that because that happened after 2015 when Big Ben got retired by the Cleveland Browns after the 2020 season. We don't have to talk
Sad.
about that.
They got their, yeah, they, that doesn't even count. It was COVID, so that's all out the
Yeah, and then
window.
Big Ben, just all time image of him crying on the bench. But we don't have to talk about that, like, because
Yeah.
that didn't happen before 2015. So like we don't have to
No.
talk about that. And then the Browns with Baker touchdown maker got hosed on a a missed pass interference going into the second half there against Kansas City, and then Kansas City went on to win the Super Bowl. We or play in the Super Bowl at least. That was the Tom Brady Buccaneers Super Bowl, I believe it was. But yeah, we don't have to talk about that because that happened after 2015. So that was a good segue into games that we don't talk about when Big Ben gets retired by the Cleveland Browns for their first playoff win since I think it dated back to before they left Cleveland. That was their first playoff win.
I mean, they almost had it in 2000, 2001 against touchdown Tommy Maddox, but he's just too good.
I mean, all hail touchdown Tommy Maddox.
Bro, XFL and Super Bowl champion and XFL MVP. Don't forget.
But I mean, as much as I loved touchdown Tommy, Charlie Batch, like I was talking to somebody the other day about just how much Charlie Batch meant to the city, and he wasn't. I mean, his best stat line might have been like 8 for 11, 123 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions.
40 carries by Jerome Bettis and Deuce Staley.
Yeah, but they won the game like 34-13. He came in for an injured Ben Roethlisberger in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, dude, he's the GOAT. He's not even good, and he's the GOAT. I love Charlie Batch.
Yeah, he means a lot to the city and everything. So, but yeah, today's episode obviously is not going to be full length. We have not gone through and watched a game to give you guys some coverage yet. And that was kind of a decision on both our parts. A, because of time, it's Labor Day weekend. Didn't really want to have to go through the stress and everything of watching it because I don't know about you, Eddie, but it's pretty stressful having to watch sports, especially if we got like a 1958 NBA game.
In between cases of beer on Labor Day weekend, it's really stressful, dude.
Dude, did you see somebody broke into my house and drank 14 beers on Saturday watching college football?
Dude, I'm I'm flabbergasted. I can't believe it. Have you found them yet?
No, well, I found the empty cans in the trash, but I
It
have
might
not.
have been me.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been my kid. She has a drinking problem.
She's a little bit of an alkie.
Yeah, but I've been meaning to talk to her about that, but like, it is what it is at this point in time.
And she's her own person,
Yeah, exactly. She does need to get a job. She's kind of a freeloader, but I mean, she just turned 7, so like, we're putting in resumes and applications at other
I
places.
just told my dog the same thing, so I get it, dude.
Yeah. So
Tired of feeding him, paying the rent, everything. You just gotta do something.
yeah, exactly. Kids these days just don't understand. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to introduce you guys. This is how it's going to work every week at the end of every episode. So kind of the breakdown of how the episodes are going to work. We will come in, we will talk about things. We will discuss the game. We might, start out with talking about the final score. We might talk about, big players or something. And then we'll get into like film breakdown. We're not going to do an all 22. We're not going to do John Gruden. We're not going to go play by play. Sometimes, if I can, I will have clips that I found were cool. If Eddie has some that he wants to send me, that's cool too. I will do everything I can on my end to get those clips on here. But there's like things called copyrights and stuff, which is pretty not cool with me, but like whatever. So not always possible, not always feasible. And there is the hurdle that sometimes some of these games that the random wheel generator picks are not available. If that's the case, we will shift fire and get as close to that game as possible, find game footage. This is not a perfect thing. It's going to change over time. I don't pretend that it's perfect. I don't think that this is the final product that you guys will see, but it is something, and it's something fun. So work with us as we get through it and everything. It's going to be a lot of fun for you. It's going to be a ton of fun for us. But yeah, the way it will work, we will decide the wheel will decide, not us, what the next episode will be, what we will cover from the year to the sport to the game. Playoffs, Super Bowls, World Series, Stanley Cups are in there. There's a couple things we kind of got to workshop, figure out how to do it. But yeah. So at the end of every episode, we will run that wheel generator that I'm about to show you guys. As we get it all figured out as we go along, maybe next week we figure out that, this wasn't the right way to do it. We'll figure it out from there. Can't promise an episode every week. We are busy. We are adults. The cool part about this is it's nostalgic. So all of our stuff happens only in the past. So We don't need to get breaking news out there by any means. We are planning to have a big social media presence. So, we'll keep you guys updated and everything there. So, without further ado, let's see what our wheel spinner looks like. I had shown Eddie right beforehand what it looked like, but this is how it's all broken down. So we got the year, the sport, and then from there we have different categories for each. Obviously, some sports work different than others. The NFL, I can go week by week. With that, with NHL, NBA, and MLB, a little bit harder to go week by week because there's so many games every week. There's not a definitive start date like there is, NFL Sundays. So those ones are going to work a little bit different until we figure out something better, or we may just never change it. So, Eddie, without further ado, let's pick out what game we're going to watch for our next episode.
Yeah, if I might, I'm excited to like watch different sports than I usually watch. Like we were talking before, like I mean, I know a lot about football and like MMA and wrestling. I'm decently knowledgeable about baseball, a little bit about basketball, but like I've never really watched hockey, so I'm gonna get like an education on some stuff too. It's gonna be really exciting, and to see like Marlboro Man commercials, sign me up.
Oh, dude, the first Marlboro Man commercial, I'm shotgunning a beer for.
I'm going full hog, dude.
So, as you can see, it's a random wheel generator. I have every year from 1950 to 2015 on there. That is, it says 66 entries. So I guess my math was one off earlier. So, let's see what year first and foremost. And let's see what we got, what we're working with here. We are getting a throwback. 1978, Eddie. We are starting with 1978. For right now, we only have 4 sports. We are going to add to those. The cool part, Eddie, we can tailor this kind of how we want to. So Thanksgiving, we might just do a football episode, and we will just pick the year of a Thanksgiving game. For Christmas, we might switch it up and just do NBA because NBA is always traditionally played on Christmas. NFL kind of impeded. Super Bowl week, we will try to do just Super Bowls. Daytona 500 week, we'll hopefully do something on Daytona, opening day of baseball season, stuff like that. But for all the times in between, we have 4 sports for right now. I had a couple more listed like WNBA and pro wrestling. Those ones are a little bit harder, kind of niche, but I would love to do WrestleMania one. I would do
SummerSlam,
Royal Rumble. Oh man, can you imagine getting the 2001 Royal Rumble?
Oh, dude, getting Rikishi'd.
Oh, stink face. So we have as it sits right now, we have NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL. As Eddie said earlier, he has not watched hockey before. I have been to a Stanley Cup parade. What was it, 21 or 22, when the Avs won the Stanley Cup? I was in Colorado at the time, and my friend and I were like, dude, let's go. Like, that'd be cool to go to a parade. I took part in the world's largest karaoke session that day, singing All the Small Things by Blink-182, because that was the Avalanche's song. So I won't pretend that I'm a massive NHL fan. I know some historical stuff. I know Jaromir Jagr played for like 48 years. Zdeno Chara. I know Gretzky. I know Patrick Waugh. I know some historical stuff. I don't know it all. I know The Miracle on Ice, favorite Disney movie. So I'm a fan of historical stuff, but there's a lot of stuff that I don't know. Nostalgia is usually not a scratch or an itch that I need to scratch. Not really a nostalgic person. So this is a fun point of view for me, that for somebody that doesn't necessarily usually go back. So after that long-winded spiel there, we have 1978. Let's figure out what sport we're watching from 1978, Eddie.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
Oh man.
All right. Oh, am I gonna get football? Nope.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. I don't know how that happened.
Are we gonna get to watch the '78 Steelers?
Maybe that would be what a first episode. That would be absolutely.
We didn't rig that.
Yeah. No. So I will be transparent. This does go up to week 17 because some of our years have week 17. I believe in 78, they still played the 14-game season. So if we get 15, 16, or 17, we will respin, being transparent there. That's not me trying to influence anything. That's just
They might have had 15 weeks with a bye. Maybe. I don't know if they had a bye then. I don't remember. Might just get the
and
playoffs.
playoffs.
Wow,
Wow,
dude.
what a we will never recreate this run.
Oh my God, I love it.
Okay, so we have wild card, divisional, and conference. As you can see on the first wheel, Super Bowl is its own slot there, so we could skip putting that to another wheel. It would just be its own entity there. So let's figure out what round of the 1978 NFL playoffs we're gonna watch, Eddie.
At least the conference, that would be sweet. They're
I
all
don't
fun.
I don't know that they had a wild card round in 78. I guess we are going to find out.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can Google it. You got the screen.
The 78 divisional playoffs. I
I think it was
want.
just a divisional into the.
Nope, it had a wild card, and that is the yep. We
Really?
got the wild card round. So we
Oh.
had
Oh yeah,
Dolphins,
baby.
Oilers, Falcons,
Mm.
Eagles.
Do they
Yeah.
show the box scores, or is that cheating?
No, let's not show the box scores. Let's
Okay.
leave them on a little bit of a cliffhanger. So Eddie, we're gonna throw up another random wheel, and it's gonna pick either Oilers, Dolphins, or Eagles, Falcons.
Okay.
So
And who was the quarterback in '78 for the Dolphins? It would have been Shula was the coach.
so Oilers, Dolphins, Eagles,
Eagles.
Falcons. All right, I guess we're gonna figure out which one we're gonna watch. And I think I saw there on the website
Oil and Dolphins are mortal enemies, so that would be a really good one.
well, get out your Dawn dish soap. Call BP. Tell them not to do that. So yeah, we get Oilers Dolphins from the 78 wild card round of the
Ooh,
playoffs. What a heater, Eddie. What an absolute heater. Just
I
looking
gotta
at that
write this
final
down.
score of 17-9, that might have been a scoregami at that point in time.
It's,
Let's
I
see.
almost, I guarantee it probably was. Nobody's ever scored 17 points up into that point in the NFL.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
was yeah, we'll get an NFL Plus subscription there. Played at the Orange Bowl previous time. I guess we can talk about that later. But yeah, we got Oilers Dolphins. That is I'm pumped for that.
I'm
Uh,
actually, yeah, I'm excited. Bob Greasy, I bet was the quarterback. Would have been Bob Greasy.
yeah, and who would have been the Oilers? Would that have the Oilers
Warren
QB
Moon, that would have been too early for Warren Moon, I feel like.
was Steve Largent? Was he a Oilers quarterback?
I don't think so.
For some reason, I don't.
I'm a big Steve Largent guy, but
Yeah. Um, let's see who the QB would have been. I think that might have been Warren Moon.
1978
Yeah, he got drafted.
Oilers
He got
depth
drafted
chart.
in 78 by the Edmonton Eskimos.
Yeah, he played some Canadian football first. Dan Pastroni. We got some Pastorini. We got some
This is
Gabagool coming at us.
is that the OG Tommy DeVito?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's
Yes.
Tommy DeVito's agent.
Oh, the dude with the fedora.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that guy interview before?
Oh, yeah, I have. I don't remember it, but yeah,
He's the
I
most
have.
stereotypical Jersey, New York Italian you've ever heard.
From what I remember, he sounds like he should have been on The Sopranos, or he might have
Oh,
actually been on The Sopranos.
oh yeah, dude. And he was like a high school quarterback himself. I think he played
Dude,
like D3 college too.
Mike Renfro. I wonder if he's related to Hunter Renfro.
I guess
See,
you can tune into next week's episode and find
yeah,
out when we
now I'm
I
getting
think
excited.
yeah, see we got the 1978 Oilers Dolphins wild card. Wow, this is to say I'm excited for our first recap. And as you guys saw, that was not anything that we did. That was a
Mm,
wheel generator. There was two very close calls there. And
yeah.
that's the fun part about it. It just does what it wants to do. So yeah, in the meantime, Eddie and I are gonna go back. We're gonna watch these games, or watch this game, I should say, we're going to find out if Hunter Renfrow is related to Mike, I think you said his name was. We're going to find out if they're related. We're going to figure out how this led to Warren Moon being drafted by the Oilers. We're going to find all kinds of information out, and we're going to bring it to you guys, hopefully with some sponsors next week. That should be in the cards. If you guys know of anybody that would want to sponsor this, our DMs are always open. So yeah, I look forward to it, Eddie. This is going to be a lot of fun. We get to watch retro football to begin our football season. So yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about today before we hit the road?
Well, I'm excited to find out A, how many meatballs Dave Pastorini eats before every game, and B, how many Marlboros the coach is going to smoke on the sidelines during the game.
I
Those are my
think
two number ones.
I think to like really set this like retro theme up, we have to smoke Marlboros as they do. Like we're gonna
All
have
right.
to, yeah, we're just gonna have to start ripping darts. If that was the
Like
case, I would only watch retro Packers games and smoke cigars like Vince Lombardi.
like a dog and a beer every inning, just a Marlboro every time the coach whip
Oh
one
man,
out.
you're doing the 999 with Marlboro with some cowboy killers like you're on the NFL
Oh yeah.
sidelines. I love it. Cool. Well, that's all we got for you guys this week. Be sure to like, follow, share, the very stereotypical things that every podcast says. We are, we're excited to bring this product to you guys. It's been a long time coming. Stay safe, neuter your kids, and spay your pets, or whatever Bob Barker said.
That's right. Do your service.